Time for the Local Business Spotlight on City News 570.
And joined this morning by Faisal Susiwala, broker of record with RE/MAX Twin City, Faisal Susiwala Realty. Faisal, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm very good, thanks.
Glad to hear that. We just came off another announcement on interest rates from the Bank of Canada. They're holding steady. The next one is about a month away on April the 10th. What are you expecting at the next announcement, Faisal?
Well, we're expecting again that March 6th they held steady, so April 10th is the next announcement. We're expecting that they will hold the overnight rate steady again. So basically what this means is as a seller, you're going to see higher selling prices, and that's a welcome change from the last 7 or 8 months of pause that we've had. We're already seeing multiple offers back in the market, and historically, the spring market is the best to sell in. So the rate hold will only cause more of an uptick in the market.
What about then as a buyer? Is it important to kind of get in quick before competition heats up?
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it. Yeah, we want the buyers to start looking now because, there's still, look, the rates haven't gone down, but the fact that the prices are starting to go up right now, they'll only continue to go up throughout the spring market. So even if you lock in at a 2 or 3 year rate and you're paying a little bit more interest, so let's just equate that to say $4,000 or $5,000 more in interest for this year, and it's a lot of money. But if you can save $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over the purchase price, in the long run, you're still better off to pay that little bit higher interest, but lock in at a lower price.
One of the things I've been hearing more about, Faisal, because of the difficulties some are having when it comes to home ownership, is a rent-to-own agreement. Good idea, bad idea, mixed?
Well, I'm mixed on it. It allows individuals with limited savings or poor credit scores to gradually work towards their home ownership without needing that large upfront down payment. But it often gives you more flexibility than traditional mortgages. And some of these will allow people to enjoy appreciation in the meantime if they've locked in their purchase price up front. But the downside of it is if you know that you're never going to be able to come up with the down payment or come up with enough money to buy that out. And remember, your base rent doesn't change. It's what you're paying in addition to your base rent that goes towards your down payment. And if you don't feel you're going to be able to keep up with that, then you may not be able to close on that deal. And the money that you paid in addition to your base rent would be effectively lost. If you paid an option to purchase that property up front, say you put down $10,000, that could potentially be lost. So really understand and know the contract you're signing before you get into it. A lot of the rent-to-own agreements, especially in this climate, can turn out to be a scam, and it's very important that you consult with a professional before signing an agreement for renting to own.
Yeah, I have to think that agreement is one of the most important parts of something like this, because not only is there a lot at stake, it's not exactly, it's a pretty complicated issue, isn't it?
It really is, and that's why we have wonderful lawyers who have degrees to read over those contracts.
Exactly. They keep them handy because they certainly help in this regard. One of the other things, just kind of anecdotally, I noticed, Faisal, maybe it's just our neighborhood, but we were out for a walk just yesterday. I think I counted 3 or even 4 for sale signs in the neighborhood. Is this the time of year that the market starts to heat up and there's more activity?
Absolutely. That pent-up demand, people waiting on the sidelines, waiting for something to happen. Of course, we get a little bit of nice weather, and that's what you see. You see people thinking about, okay, it's time to make that move. The one thing we haven't touched on is that rate renewals and mortgage renewals are coming up. So people really have to be proactive right now and look at, when is my mortgage coming up for renewal, and do I need to do something now? You do not want to wait till the last minute to make that decision, because as we know, a lot of changes can happen economically with the Bank of Canada and with the government mandate. So it's very important that you're ahead of that and be proactive in renewing your mortgage, increasing your amortization if you feel you can't make that payment, but really have those conversations early on before the date of renewal.
Faisal, it's always good to get your perspective on the show. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks again.
Faisal Susiwala is a broker of record, RE/MAX Twin City. Faisal Susiwala Realty. You can reach Faisal anytime at 519-624-5555. 55 or online at homeshack.com.
The local business spotlight, where your business comes first on City News 570.